Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and before we get started with today's little update overview in my impressions, if you were on the stream yesterday, I guess from this video, but the other day, the Hunt for Oregon, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who chipped in to help me get this ship. Literally not possible without you guys, and I seriously can't thank you enough. I have already got the ship to at least 100k Elite XP, so I have already played it a solid bit, and I've had some crazy games in it. I have a couple saved that I think might be decent. I'm kind of holding out though to get a really good game in it. But anyways, the ship is a ton of fun, and I will have a review of it at some point. I can already tell you it's looking good in terms of review, and of course, you've got to be kidding me. Every time I try to do something, of course the people who cut grass are here. Okay. Alright, I apologize for that. I had to stop the recording. Anyways, in the background is an Alaska video, which is going to be very unfortunate, so I'll let you guys watch that while I ramble into the patch notes. Looks like a pretty typical patch notes. I'm happy to see it. Typical is by any means not supposed to be like a negative, but let's just get into it. And if you want to read it for yourselves, feel free. I will link it in the description below. Anyways, okay, getting started. The Steel Redeemer campaign. So this is going to be featuring, the next campaign is going to be the USS Binham, which is, I think it's been described as, by one of the devs as, what did he say? Who said it? Basically a Mayhem class destroyer, but it definitely will. So if you look at Binham on PC, you can go look at videos. The thing's a monster. It's tier 9, and it has torpedoes that are pretty long range, and they reload very quickly, and it has 16 of them. I believe it's keeping that kind of type there. Yes, it is keeping the 16 torpedoes from that video that we saw, little teaser. However, the only thing that I'm going to be skeptical about is it going from tier 9 on PC to tier 6 on Legends. That's a pretty big little yeah, I mean, obviously they have to balance it. So like John Bart is a tier 9 on PC. It is a tier 7. It's a very strong tier 7 on here. So going from tier 9 to tier 6 is like, okay, it's the Binham, but what do they what do they do to it, you know? So we will see. I know nothing as of right now. However, a lot of your value in this campaign, obviously, it's going to be, let's see, 2,500. So something always to look at too is I see a lot of people commenting like, "Oh, do I want to buy this campaign? Like, is it worth it?" So the campaign is 2,500 doubloons, almost 1,000, 2,500 doubloons. But if you have the Admiralty backing, you can earn up to 1,000 total doubloons through the entire campaign. So it's like basically 1,500 doubloons. What is that, like $5 maybe? Just over $5. I mean, I think it's nice. Again, all the things that you earn out of this stuff as well are very nice. You're going to get what is that, 40 promotion orders out of the whole time, which are going to be nice. I'm just naming off the ones that I feel like are like the best ones. 5 insignias and 4 commendations. That are, well, 14 days of premium and the 1,000 doubloons to make it up for it. Obviously, you get some crates as well and a lot of other stuff, but you know, those things that I just listed are, you know, extremely worth $5 in my opinion as well. And then you also obviously, like, you get the crates, you get the ship, all these kind of things. You know, it's extra bang for your buck when you're playing the game, so it's nice. And right here we're playing Campy Campy with the Iowa here. I can't really push out right now because obviously there's no cover. And if I have shots at a broadside Yamato here, I'm not going to you know, just waste myself away. Actually get a cheeky little citadel there. Anyways, continuing on. Italian cruisers are getting their exhaust smoke generator, which I think will be nice. So what is exhaust smoke? Exhaust smoke basically, and I'm going off of what I know from PC, or what I've seen from PC. So basically, when you pop a smoke generator like regular, it takes a couple seconds for a quote-unquote puff to come out, you know, and that'll conceal your ships. You really notice this when you're playing the British light cruisers, because they slow down they're very bad at slowing down is what I'm trying to say here. So you'll run out of your smoke screen very easily, and the puffs are very slow, so if you're not careful, you'll easily run out. With the Italian smoke, it puffs very fast, and the idea is that you can pop that smoke screen. It's going to be, I think, 40 seconds is what it's on PC or something like that. It'll probably be in that same ballpark. It's going to allow you to travel at full speed, which for Amalfi is going to be around probably 40 knots for some people. And you will be completely concealed. So a full speed smoke for about 40 seconds, which means, let's say if I were in the Alaska right here and I wanted to push up to that island where this Baltimore is kind of camping at, I could pop a smoke screen and be completely undetected going there just through my smoke screen. Obviously, things that you'll have to look out for are obviously like proximity detection, which would be kind of rare. But also, you're going to have to watch out for radars, obviously in smokes, and as well as your smoke firing penalty, which I assume will be, I can't really remember off the top of my head, but yeah. Just because you have a smoke screen doesn't mean you're invulnerable. Coming up next, we have Soviet destroyer improvements. So the Soviet destroyers, things like Tashkent and the Minsk, have always, for me, been just kind of like, why would I play it? It's cool. Like, when they came out, I was like, they're new. They're, you know, it's something to play. But I have never gone back to them in my... since they've come out, really. So I'm going to be looking at the Tashkent, really, because the rest of the buffs are basically the exact same for the Minsk and all the other ones. So the biggest thing here, gun range improved from 9.9, and this is stock, 9.9 to 10.9 kilometers. So a 1 kilometer increase on range, which is absolutely massive. Rudder shift time decreased from 8.5 to 7.6 for hull A, and you're going to be able to get it down to 5.4 seconds with hull B. So that's obviously nice. It's going to help you in little wiggle situations when you're trying to kite. Decreased chances for steering gears and engine modules to be critically hit. That is huge. Default torpedo speed increased from 65 knots to 70. Hold your horses. Upgraded torpedoes, which is the ones that you're going to be using, which are the 8 kilometer ones, are going to be from 55 to 60 knots. This is not going to be a 70 knot torpedo boat. The 70 knot torpedoes are going to be the 4 kilometer ones that you come stock with. So the 8 kilometer ones will have an increased from 55 knots to 60. So that'll be pretty nice. And then this is probably my favorite little thing here. The damage control party duration increased from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. So that's kind of huge. So when you pop a damage control party like that and it's ticking for those 5 seconds, or now it's going to be 10 seconds, you're basically invulnerable to any sort of module damage. So that's going to be absolutely massive in my opinion. So a lot of little buffs in little areas all together, I think, will make for a pretty... I think it's going to make them a lot more enjoyable, for sure. I'm excited to get into that. Coming up next is Rust and Rumble. It's going to be a Halloween event. Expect 4 teams of 3 prepared destroyers to slug it out on a sunken, decrepit cityscape. There's a catch. There is no hiding, meaning that everyone else can see you. The ships themselves have different strengths, but no smoke. So this is a little Halloween event they're doing. I think this is like an event that they did on PC, which I saw, where it's like your destroyers go like 80 knots and your torpedoes are like 100 knots, or it's something crazy. So it should be pretty fun. I mean, that's how I was excited. Balance changes. The Aladad skill, I'm probably saying that wrong. that is available to Henry Hyde has been slightly buffed. The guaranteed ricochet angles have been halved from 1 to 4 degrees to 0.5 to 2 degrees, depending on the rank. So a little buff to that skill there. British destroyers, okay, this is pretty big in my opinion. Icarus, Jervis, Lightning will lose access to Propulsion Mod 2. They are currently extremely effective in most of those scenarios. So no more Propulsion Mod for Lightning. I use it pretty much because I use propulsion on a lot of my other ships, and it just feels weird to not use them. Look at this Yamato healing here. I mean, this moment right here was extremely sad because we had an Iowa shooting high explosive. And I'm just like, oh my god, please do not give this Yamato another shot. Like, that's ridiculous. Anyways, propulsion mod is no longer on Lightning and the other cruisers like that. Miscellaneous stuff like that. You can now highlight a map sector on the tactical map, which is good. So it's going to be like map pinging like you see on PC. That is nice. That is very, very nice. Camouflage can now cover smaller details on ships. That'll be interesting to see if we can tell if that's a difference or not. And the available ships in the big crates have been rotated. You can now find Graf Spee, Dunkirk, or Kidd. I would love to get the Graf Spee or Kidd, honestly. And you'll get I think 3 or 4 crates. Let's see. You will get 4 big crates in the entire next campaign, so you get 3 with the Admiralty backing, so another reason to use it or to buy it. And then obviously there are some bug fixes. I'm not going to go over those. You can read those on your own. New premium ships. The following premium ships are planned to be added during this update: British Tier 6 cruiser the Cheshire, available for doubloons; American Tier 5 battleship the West Virginia, and the Soviet Tier 6 destroyer the Ognavoy, available for tabs under the Rust and Rumble store. So I'm probably going to save up for that in the event. I usually blow all those little event coins on stupid stuff. I'm probably going to go for the Ognavoy for sure. But in terms of that is the patch notes. You know, nothing insanely big, but I think it's a little bit of quality of life here and there. So I'll definitely take it. I'm excited to get into the game. I always love to see it improve. Yeah, if you want to read it specifically for yourself, I went over probably 80% of it. Most of it, like, that is really, really important. So feel free to read it for yourself. Now, this in the Alaska here, 175,000 damage. I know that I cannot be killed through the bow from this Roma. He's actually chunking me for quite a bit of damage there. What I wanted to do here is I saw that their 2 ships here were peeling around the corner, and I thought I was going to be hidden, and unfortunately we take a little bit too much of a salvo. We were a couple seconds too early, and that's going to end up really hurting in a second. Whenever you're bow on, especially with these kind of guns, aim for the turrets. Cruiser be cruiser, if you have a couple salvos, don't load HE, load armor piercing. It's something that I've been getting better at. Blow the turrets. If they can't shoot back, you're saving a lot of damage for yourself here. Get the double citadel, triple citadel. Don't get the kill, unfortunately. I don't know where half of those shells went. But obviously we cannot show our broadside of the sky. Is it going to be cleaned up with torps? That was pretty nasty. 213,000 damage, and what I should have done here is I should have gone full broadside. I was probably going to die anyways. I noticed that we have a heal. I don't quite angle it up when we get killed there. 216,000 damage. This was definitely by far my highest damage game in the Alaska. But if you do realize, I mean, I feel like we tried to do everything that we could over there, but the game has just been over for so long. 216,000 damage, 3 kills, and we are down by literally 500 points. This is just one of those games where you're just like, I have no idea what we were doing. Our destroyer was just out there, you know, chasing a Baltimore and a Yamato. And it's like, oh my god. So Alaska has definitely been I've played it a lot more for sure. It's just one of those ships that's not going to perform well every single game. There's going to be some games where you have some really difficult counters. But that is going to be it for the video, guys. What did I finish here? I kind of forget. Doesn't matter. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all in the next video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace.